A husband, a father, and longtime Twin Falls resident is sitting in an ICE detention center hundreds of miles away from the life he spent years building in the state of Idaho. He ran his own business, he raised his kids here, and became a part of the community, but now faces deportation to a country that does not even recognize him as a citizen. Born in Bhutan, raised in a refugee camp, and brought to Idaho through a United States resettlement program, he's now considered stateless, and the system that once gave him a new start has left him and his family in limbo, waiting for answers that may never come. Brenda Rodriguez brings us the story.
He's a father, he's active in the church, he's reformed himself, he's done everything possible to do better.
Binod Shah, a husband, father, and longtime Idaho resident, is far from home. He's being held at the Northwest ICE Processing Center in Tacoma, Washington.
Without him here, the kids are still, they try to be really strong.
This isn't a typical deportation case.
His country of birth is Bhutan, but they don't recognize him as a citizen of that country.
This means he's facing deportation, but no country will accept him.
The year that he was born, the Kingdom of Bhutan made a law saying that him and many other people of Nepali ethnicity like him were not actually citizens of Bhutan. This was like a campaign of ethnic cleansing.
In the late 80s, Bhutan, located in South Asia, stripped nearly 1/6 of their population of their citizenship, making them stateless.
100,000 people were either left or removed and settled in refugee camps in Nepal.
At the age of 20, Binod's family moved from the resettlement camp to Twin Falls, Idaho, as a part of a U.S. refugee program.
He became a green card holder. He was a permanent resident.
Over the years, Binod built a successful life with his own mechanic shop and growing family. Now his future is on the verge of collapse.
People say that we're very needed in the community there. I would have to close that down.
Binod lost his green card after a criminal conviction in 2019.
Got convicted of aggravated battery, for which he was given a suspended sentence, so no time.
Does his criminal record play a part in where he is today?
So yeah, his criminal conviction is the reason that he was ordered deported. The state of Idaho doesn't think he's a danger to the community. That's why they let him out. Him and his family are willing to accept the consequences here. The problem is that we don't know what those consequences are.
Under growing pressure from the Trump administration's deportation policies, Binod was told by his ICE officer in March to report for removal.
It was very heavy. It was very difficult. We had our baby son with us. He's playing with him, and he just started crying.
And he's not alone. Many other Bhutanese U.S. refugees have also been deported, despite being stateless. Exactly how many remains unclear.
The community of Bhutanese out of Harrisburg, PA, that were picked up around the same week were sent there. They were picked up by the Kingdom of Bhutan and its government, like from the moment they stepped off the plane, put into cars, driven to the border with India, and kicked out of Bhutan.
Binod has had 2 deportation dates set. Both have come and gone without action, with no new dates set.
I believe that's why they haven't removed Binod yet, is because they aren't supposed to be removing people to countries that won't actually accept them.
How is he doing right now?
He is trying to keep his spirits up. He feels like garbage, like every country I've ever been in has thrown me away. He's like, it's never enough. It's never enough for me to just live my life peaceably, which is all he wants.
For now, Binod waits in limbo, his family holding on to hope and calling for compassion before it's too late.
Are they preparing for a life without him, or is there still hope?
We're really, really hoping. We're really hoping that there's something that can be done. Though the laws need to be strict, we have to understand the human condition, and we have to have compassion for people.
So again, there is no set date for deportation process there, but he does own a successful business that is at risk of closing down anytime soon. So she is asking for donations. She has a GoFundMe page. We'll have that listed on our website.
And we understand that, he'd lost his green card because of the criminal conviction, but is there a pathway for citizenship for refugees like him that had resettled in the United States?
Yeah. So usually, and this is coming from the lawyer that we spoke to today, usually after refugees have been been here for a year, they can apply to get their green card and then citizenship after that. A couple of years after that, they'll be eligible to do so. Yeah.
I'm also curious too. We talked about all these countries that he's lived in or was born in. They say we don't want to take him. Is that holding up the process in the sense that they don't know where to deport him to?
Yeah, I mean, this is just assumption coming from this family and coming from the lawyer, especially with this being a national story, and we're seeing it across the country right now. But that's our assumption. We don't have access to talk to ICE.
Yeah.
There is no answers coming from them. So their assumption is these dates have come and gone. We don't know where this person's going to be or going to end up at, rather.
Do they know where he is right now?
He's at the Tacoma, Detention Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Brenda Rodriguez following the story. We'll see if we get updates. Appreciate your time, Brenda.